Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of SoulsBorne Battle to the Death, a very special edition of SoulsBorne Battle to the Death. Why is it special? Because I usually record these episodes weeks in advance, and I accidentally deleted the episodes, or I only had one left, but the episode I had recorded in advance, so I have to record another one. So when you're watching this will have been recorded 2 days ago, specifically for this day, so I could put a rush on it and get everything done. So that's what's special about it. This is SoulsBorne Battle to the Death. We're going to pick two random SoulsBorne bosses, and then we are going to attempt to find two equal height skyscrapers in New York City. They will attempt to climb those skyscrapers, and whoever gets to the top first will be the winner. Simple, easy to understand, and it just cuts right to the chase. I like it. Anything that makes things simpler for me is a winner in my book. So, all right, the battlefield is set. We are ready to go, and the first competitor is the Divine Dragon from Sekiro. Ah, yes. We remember the Divine Dragon. At least those of us that took that path in Sekiro. And I did, when I did my no healing gourd run. Divine Dragon is a gimmick boss, but has its own toughness. And, you know, obviously, there's pretty specific things you have to do in order to beat it, but, you know, it's no slouch, and I think in an actual fight, you know, pretty formidable, I would say, so, you know, definitely nothing to sneeze at, for sure, so, it's not the kind of boss that I'm just gonna, you know, automatically put the buzzer on and move on, so, so that is a good thing. So we have the Divine Dragon on one end of the battlefield, and we're going to take this wheel for another spin. We are deciding the opponent for the Divine Dragon in SoulsBorne Battle to Death, and I don't think the Divine Dragon is going to have a great deal of trouble climbing this. Well, I don't know. Only if it's as tall as the skyscraper is it not going to have any trouble, because it seems pretty rooted to where it is, so yeah, there may be a little bit of difficulty there anyway. Anyway, moving on. All right. The Divine Dragon is going to go one-on-one in a battle to the death with Murgo's Wet Nurse from Bloodborne. Ooh, this is interesting. See, the tough thing about some of these battles is if I'm going to take this fight, like the Divine Dragon against Murgo's Wet Nurse, does Murgo's Wet Nurse have to do the gimmick stuff too in order to defeat the Divine Dragon, or am I looking at this as a straight up fight? Yeah, that's a little bit on the interesting side there. All right then. Well, that is certainly an interesting fight. Yeah, that is an interesting fight. So, as always, I cannot give you my opinion right now. We are contractually obligated to go to the bios, so let us have a look at the Divine Dragon. So, the Divine Dragon is an ancient god in the world of Sekiro, said to have come from the west long ago. It is enormous and beautiful and majestic. Wields a giant sword called the Seven Branch Sword, and also wields the power of wind, and also commands the Everblossom and its roots. There's really not much on the Divine Dragon, so I apologize. That's really all I have in terms of lore. Its only possible weakness is lightning, which I would think, being that high in the air, in the sky, above the clouds, causes it to suffer constant anxiety attacks. So that's my view on the Divine Dragon. You have to face it in order to get one of the endings in the game. So yeah, it's one of those bosses you really have to work to find, and it's kind of a gimmick boss, but it's also kind of a pain in the ass. So yeah, that's pretty much it on the Divine Dragon. Murgo's wet nurse, you'll be shocked to find, is a wet nurse of the infant Murgo, who is the source of the Nightmare of Mensis. There's really not a whole lot of lore on him / her, but she does have 6 skeletal arms and 2 broken wings or whatever, which I guess indicates that he or she is a different race than what they pretend to be. And each one of those 6 skeletal arms eventually has a katana in them. So that just makes this fight even more fun. So in the setting up the fight portion of the video, I was talking about whether I had to consider if Murgo's wet nurse was going to have to do the gimmick portion of the fight and deal with the Divine Dragon that way, or whether it was just a straight up fight. In the end, I really don't think it makes that much of a difference. I think that the Divine Dragon is just too big for Murgo's wet nurse. Murgo's wet nurse is tough, for sure. Very tough. I just don't think that there's very much that Murgo's wet nurse can do to the Divine Dragon that would really hurt it too much in any way. I don't know. That's just how I feel. I don't think it'd do enough damage. And Divine Dragon, I was thinking about its like wind attacks or whatever. It's not going to hurt Murgo's wet nurse too much, but it still has the sword and basically everything else that it does. I think something. I don't think this fight would be terribly exciting. I don't think it'd be a very fun fight to watch, but I think in the end, Divine Dragon comes out on top, and I really don't see the fight going any other way. But that is just my opinion. Feel free to leave yours in the comments. And with that, yet another edition of SoulsBorne Battle to the Death comes to a close. RobertBlanchardBooks.com. If you're interested in the Roar of a Dragon series, you can read the first 3 chapters of each book there for free. If you'd like to hear more about them, the Rise of Dragons podcast, wherever you find your favorite podcast. A new episode of the podcast did go up this past Friday, talking about my zombie apocalypse work in progress and discussing how my boys are involved and the characters I put in there that I modeled after friends of mine, and the story and where I'm hoping it'll go and things like that. So check that out wherever you find your favorite podcasts. My Linktree, my Instagram, my Twitter are all Bobby's World 2110. Mondays, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the YouTube channel is the Elden Ring No Crimson Flask run. This past Monday, we reached the end of Castle Morn, and we fight Leonine Misbegotten. Yeah, I think that's the name of the boss. So we get to him a little bit sooner than we anticipated. So that's a fun time. So you want to check that out. Like I said, Mondays 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And what you're watching right now is SoulsBorne Battle to Death. I hope you know that if you clicked on the video or whatever. But this is Wednesdays 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you can come back here next week for another edition of that. We will pick 2 more SoulsBorne bosses, and we will pit them against each other, and then we will determine who we think would win. Doesn't get any simpler than that, but hopefully it's fun and it's entertaining. Leave a like, subscribe, notifications, and all that nonsense. I love and appreciate you guys, your love and support very, very much. And yeah, I'm going to keep on plugging along. I'm going to finish this up and get ready to go to work. And I got 3 days off, and I'll probably be working all 3 of those days. So, yeah, it's just the way it goes. And the train just keeps on rolling. So the Bobby train just keeps on rolling. So, but as long as you guys are watching, I'm always gonna, keep moving forward. It means a lot to me. Also, the Hunger Games, the Quarter Quell, went up last week, so you might want to check that out. I used a different stimulator, and things got crazy. So I did not use the Brand Steel game simulator that I usually use. I used a different simulator, and it was definitely different, to say the very least. So fun times there. Go on and check that out. So I hope everyone has an outstanding week. Be well, stay safe, and as always, it's Bobby's World, and you're all just living in it. See you for live, y'all. Bye. What's going on, guys? Thank you for checking out the video today, but I got a question for you. Did you know I wrote a book? Did you know I wrote 3 books? Did you know that they're all part of the same series? The Roar of a Dragon, The Treachery of a Weasel, and The Cry of a Raven. ReadersFavorite.com says that its intensity rivals that of the Game of Thrones series. Now, I personally think that's crazy, but it's not for me to judge. It's for you to judge. Go to robertblanchardbooks.com and you can check out the books right now. But wait, that's not all. All 3 books got 5-star reviews in ReadersFavorite.com. These books won the silver medal in the Literary Titan Awards. The Cry of a Raven won silver at the Global eBook Awards. So what are you waiting for? Read about Aiden's dream to become a Knight of Delmar. Read about his death and resurrection. Oops, I gave that away, didn't I? And read about his journey back home from 3,000 years in the future to stop the evil that started in Delmar. Go to robertblanchardbooks.com. You can read the first 3 chapters of each book there for free. And then, if you're interested, you can buy the books there as well. And if you've already read the books or you just want to hear more about them, you can check out the Rise of Dragons podcast. You can listen to it wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. And in every episode, I cover a character from the book, an event from the book, my journey into writing, and everything in between. Ripley, what do you got to say about all this?
Give me a treat or I will end you.
You know she's telling you to check out the books. Go to robertblanchardbooks.com to check out the books or listen to the Rise of Dragons podcast if you want to hear about them. That's all I got to say, and thank you for watching this video.